Hello, and so I'd like to quickly show you Easy Animator 1.2. This is a preview. There is some kind of bugs and whatever that are still here, but these are the sorts of things we know we can clean up pretty fast. Some idiot me sent in a button with a very misspelled button there, and other things like that clean up. We have like the out animations for some of them aren't working. In fact, this one right here, you'll see it cuts out. But we happen to know that those are relatively easy fixes, and so we'll get all that cleaned up, and I should be able to get this out tomorrow, if not early next week, Monday probably. So let me show you what we got here. So the first thing that I'm showing you here is this horizontal flip animation. And right now I've got it zoomed and rotating. So let me you get to see a little bit better. Now, notice that we have this 3D here. So what we discovered, and the reason why this took a little longer, is to get a proper 3D effect, you really are doing kind of foreshortening. To get that nuance effect, we really can't actually export to the SWF format with that foreshortening kind of going on. It's really only a bitmap possible effect because Flash is, resolution independent, flat vector, 2D. We can fake it, and the difference is very subtle, but important enough that I wanted to go ahead and include 3D versions, and then the pivot is essentially the same animation. It just doesn't have the foreshortening that is required for 3D. And so when you export these, if you export this, for example, to SWF, it's going to have more of this going on, the pivot. And so, but I wanted to give as much options as possible, and the 3D options will expand because there's a lot of fun to be had there. So we're adding more pause animations. They're also 3D currently. And then we have out animations, the same thing, of course. I'll be adding more underlay animations. We haven't put those in this sample. The other things to show you are the ability to do shift resizing, constrain resizing, which is cool. We got the counterclockwise animation, which was commonly requested. There's a bunch of other small bug fixes, just subtle things, really. In fact, most of them were stuff I caught that no one else at least sent to me, or the programmer caught. And otherwise, there's the most important feature really is SVG import, where it outputs to fully vector resolution independent SWF. So that means that you can take your SVG collections and animate them, which is really cool. A lot of you have mentioned that the PNG does not recognize the transparency, and we're aware of that and trying to work on that. But a good alternative to that is now going to be the SVG import. Now I wanted to let you know a preview of what's coming after this. Now I was going to add more animations and all that kind of stuff, but and we're going to do that. But the very next thing that I'm going to work on, I'm kind of moving this up a little bit because this will really make Easy Animator even more valuable to you and to me and to everyone else. And that is the ability to import multiple things and have them build. So for instance, our little character here, we can have his eyes come in separately, his mouth, his hands come in, and his body. And we'll have little tabs over here, and we'll basically be able to set the animations. Maybe you can have the body come from up here, whereas the hands from up here, and however you want it. And that is a very cool effect, great for things like lower thirds and infographics in particular, just a bunch of scenes. So there's a lot of cool stuff that you'll be able to do with that, and you'll be able to take all these different options here and animate each piece separately, so you can have it do all different things. And one of the things that we'll try to do here is have a switch here that lets you keep the pause animation the same for all of them. And one of the reasons why I'm moving that up is because we do want to have that particular idea, the ability to have one control for all of them. I don't want to have to click on a bunch of different tabs to make sure that the pause animation is the same for all of them. So we're trying to also have the setting for in and out animations be where you can adjust that. Well, it doesn't really make sense. If I'm going to make it to where you can do all of them, I really need for them all to be, a bunch of different options to be there to get that functionality to work. So we're going to get that functionality first, the ability to animate multiple objects and create sort of animated builds. And then we're going to adjust the timing, particularly for the in and out animations. I'm not sure if that'll make it in the next version, but the controlled builds or the animated builds is something that we're going to go ahead and get for version 1.3. And that should really up the cool factor a lot. After that, for what will be the Easy Animator launch, we've done Easy Animator Pro. We've changed the name to Easy Animator. I was going to do Easy Animator 2, but really we're just going to call it Easy Animator, as its launch in late February or early March. And for that, then we'll fill out more animations. These buttons will get smaller, and we'll start seeing buttons in here as well, and so forth. So you'll be able to do animated builds and all that kind of stuff. Of course, anyone who has purchased the lifetime upgrade will get all of this without having to pay any upgrades. So when Easy Animator comes out, do not buy it if you have the lifetime membership. All right, thanks guys. I look forward to getting this in your hands and seeing what you do with it. Thanks.